Since black and white is all the craze, I used this butterick pattern for this cute little sundress. It's a wedding dress, but I turned it to a fashionable little girl's dress. Butterick pattern number 3351, and created for my great-grand this cute little dress. So continue to watch the video and I'll show you all the steps to finish this cute little dress. Since I like to do videos on the latest fashion, and now we can see the latest is the black and white, the herringbone, yin and yang, salt and pepper, whatever you want to call it. We see a lot of black and white everywhere. So I want to create a cute little girl's dress. I love to dress my great-grands in the latest fashion. So I took a pattern and I divided it up into increments in the way in which I want to fashion. I'm going to make a piece of fabric in the black and white. So I measured the first piece 6.5 inches. The next is 4 inches. The next is 3.5 inches. So the top of the dress, I measured up to the length or shortened line, white. So I'm going to go black, white, black, white, black. So the top of the dress. So here, once I get the measurements and decide where I want to create my fabric and exactly how I want the lines to fall, then, and I have them marked off, so I'm going to measure the fabric the same way. So I take a piece of chalk and my rulers, so my bottom, except for I need to add seam allowance. So my bottom was 6.5 inches, and I mark it bottom skirt with my chalk, and I add a 1/2 inch, so when I join the two together, it won't get shorter. We don't want it shorter or smaller. This is the top of my dress. So here, this is the bottom, 6.5 plus 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then this is the white. So then now I have my white. I have to add seam allowance to both sides because it's going to get stitched in the middle. The bottom I already have my hem. I'm going to just do a 1/2 inch roll hem on the bottom. Then the top of my skirt. Here say top skirt. Same thing. Add the seam allowance to it. Then this says the top of my dress. So then this would be the top of my dress. The top plus my seam allowance. And of course the top, front and back. And then the bottom of my top would be this section. And then my strap over here in white. Then I will cut out my strap in white. So you can see that this would make the bottom of my dress. Then this would be, the middle will be white. And then the top of my skirt would be the black. So I would get my black, my white, my black. And then my top, I would get my white and my black. So what you do is you sew all the pieces together first, 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then you take your pattern and lay it out, and bam, there's your skirt already set up the way you want to sew it. All you have to do is cut it out, sew the pieces together of your top, and then lay them out and cut them out, and you have your black, your white, your black, your white, your black. Cutest little dress ever. So make sure you send me a picture of your cute little creation. And then I'm going to do a video on how to sew the metal zipper in the back with the zipper totally exposed in the back of this cute dress. So may God bless all your sewing projects. Alright, I have my fabric made. And of course you can make this and set it up any way you like. You can do 3 colors if you like. You can do like an ombre. What I like to do, since I'm making stuff for children, I take the fabric and wash it first and dry it so it'll shrink. Because that's the way I'm going to take care of it from now on. I'm always just wash it. So I made sure that I lined this line up all the way across so I can make sure they're going to match when I cut them out and sew them together. And then the skirt, I have it laid out. You can see that this is laid out right on the white section. It's on the white. The black is on the top and the other black is on the bottom. So all I need to do is cut out all my components, and then you're just going to follow the directions and sew it together as usual. So hopefully the next time we meet, I'll be showing you how to sew it in an exposed zipper. And of course, there go my strap in white. And usually when I make children clothes, I always line them in case they go out somewhere and it's air conditioned and it's a little cold. So I like to put a lining, but I copied it so I can make the lining exactly the same. And sometimes I like to put a nice little lining on the inside of the skirt also, so that you can't see through it, especially the white stuff. So next time we'll do the exposed zipper. See you around the corner. Hello everybody, welcome to Sew Like a Pro. I was speaking to my daughter and she said that she saw this exposed zipper on a dress or a top, and so I'm going to do a video on how to do an exposed zipper. So this zipper is totally exposed on the outside, not just zipper teeth. So my husband got me this tripod. I tell you, I love you all so much that I did this video once already and I'm doing it again. I totally picked the zipper out because I reviewed it and you couldn't see my hands what I was doing. So here we go again. So after you sew the seam down the back of your dress, your skirt, your top, whatever it is, you want to clip the seam open right at the very top of that. Then we want to get the zipper pinned in to the garment. It's a good idea to pin it, but when you sew it, we usually sew 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, but we want to sew 1/8 of an inch smaller so that we do not create a pucker at the bottom of the skirt, dress, top, whatever. So we want to line them up, line it up, pin it in place. Remember, we're not sewing 5/8. I always like to finish my seam. So you can straight stitch, double straight stitch the edge, zigzag the edge, serge the edge, whatever kind of finish you want. But you do want some type of finish on the garment, on that seam allowance, so that it don't unravel. So this, I want to take the very top of this tape, turn it under, match it up at the very top. Remember, we're not sewing a 5/8 inch seam allowance. We're only going to sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Pin it in place. It's always best to pin it in place so things don't shift and move on you. I know how to sew, and I still pin some things, not all things, but some things. Excuse me, like the carpenters say, measure twice, cut once. So now I want to stitch it. My thread is white so you all can see. You can stitch it right next to the teeth. It's not going to hurt anything. The same way you were doing it. Really, we're doing the same thing you would do if you were sewing your zipper on the inside, but now we're flipping it and sewing it on the outside. So usually you would have right sides together. Now we're going to have wrong sides together. So think of everything you're doing in reverse. Excuse me, except for you not sewing a 5/8 inch seam allowance, you sewing a 1/2 inch seam allowance, you let it move over just a little bit so it don't create a pucker when you finish. So we want to back stitch, start just at that staple. You can sew right next to the teeth. Something is pulling on me already. So let's stop that. Isn't that good? Huh? You say, wow, she's a pro and she got a problem right there. I think that's always good, so you can see. It happens to the best of us. So here, I want to line it up again. I'm going to start a little farther in so that won't get jammed and pull on me again.